Hi guys, it's Joanne here. Welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time stumbling on my channel, you're very welcome here. Thank you so much for being here, and please don't forget to click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell for more videos like this. And for my returning subscribers, you're very welcome here again. Thank you for always coming back to my channel, and I appreciate all of you. Today, I am going to be showing you guys how to sew this beautiful and stylish dress. Earlier on, I posted a cutting tutorial of this dress. If you are yet to see that, kindly check in the description box down below. And if you want to learn how to sew this, you have to follow every step I am going to be taking to achieve this beautiful dress you're seeing here. Now guys, please don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. And don't forget to share this video so that other people can also get to watch this video as well. So guys, without wasting much of your pretty time, let's get right into the tutorial. So guys, I have the pattern paper and the fabric which I already cut out, and I added half-inch allowance on the neck area, the shoulder area, and the down part, which I'm going to be joining to another fabric. Now I am going to transfer the dart intake of from the pattern paper to the main fabric, and to do that you're going to be placing a pin on each of the strategic points of the darts. So I'm placing one around here and on this two parts here and on this down part. Now I am going to go ahead to place pin on the side dart as well, and now transfer the markings to the main fabric. Hope you understand what I am doing here. Once I was done with that, I went ahead to use my ruler to transfer the dart intake. As you guys can see here, I did the same thing for this other part as well, and of course I did the same thing for the lining piece. Now I am going to place this pattern on the lining piece, and I am going to transfer the dart as well. For this back, I added 1 inch here for as the zipper allowance, half inch on the shoulder and neckline and the down part, and 1 inch for as the side seam. Now I am going to be working on this dart here. From the hip line, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inches for the back. Remember the front, I came up by 2 inches, and from there I'm going to simply withdraw this dart intake. Now I'm going to use this to place on my fabric and also transfer the dart from the pattern paper to the main fabric, just like what I did on the front. Now after transferring the dart, I went on to stitch the dart intake. You should know how to stitch your dart by now. If you don't, please drop in the comment section. And I did the same thing for the lining piece. I stitch the dart intake, and for this back I did the same thing. Next, I am going to be placing the fabric to the fabric and lining to the lining. Okay, so I'm going to place the fabric right sides facing each other, and I'm going to be stitching the shoulder area. by half of an inch. So you place the back to the front, right side facing each other, and you're going to secure the shoulder area with your pin, like just like what I am doing here in this video. Do the same thing for the second part of the back fabric. Okay, place use your pin to secure like so, and go ahead to stitch the shoulder area by half inch. Do the same thing for the side. Place the back to the front, making sure that the sides align, and go ahead to stitch by your allowance. So allowance I have here is 1 inch, and I'm now going to go ahead to stitch this shoulder area by half inch, in this side by 1 inch. I'll do the same thing for the lining piece as well. So guys, after placing the sides, back sides to the front side and stitching the shoulder area together, I went ahead to place the lining piece right side facing the right side of the main fabric, and I stitched the zipper allowance area. Like I turned the zipper allowance area by just 0.25, and now I am left with 0.75 inch as my zipper allowance. So now I turn it back, and you're seeing the right side of the lining piece facing me and the right side of the main fabric facing the table. Okay, and now I just went ahead to use my pin to secure the neckline, because I don't want it to shift while I'm working with other parts of this fabric. Okay, and now you're going to place it this way, fold it into two, and right sides facing each other like this. Now I'm going to be closing the zipper allowance, so I'm going to use my tape rule to measure what I have left. So I have about 0.75 left for my zipper allowance. I just went on to mark that from the neckline all the way to the down part by the allowance, and I'm going to use my pin to secure it. Okay, at this point you can even use your loose stitch, okay, your gather stitch, to just run it through all the way from the top to the down part. From the down part here, come up by 4 inches and make a mark there. From that part, I'm going to be stitching all the way to the down part. Okay, all right, so just to close that side, leaving this the upper part for my zipper. Then I'm going to go ahead to I went ahead to iron that properly. As you can see, this is sitting very beautifully, this is laid very well. Okay, give yours a good press like I've done mine. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I cut out this fabric that I'm going to be using to attach to the main bodice. All right, so for the you're going to measure out the circumference around the hem part of the main bodice, and multiply that circumference, that measurement, by 3, just to get the fullness around that area for your gathered stitch. Okay, then from there you're going to, when you're cutting that, you're going to have to subtract the length of the upper bodice. Okay, and so just to get the length of this lower bodice. Hope you understand. So subtract the length of the upper bodice to get the length of this gathered flare you're seeing here, just to make up for the entire length of the dress. Once you've done that, you're going to go ahead to stitch, make a loose stitch around the waist area, and go ahead to pull up your gathers just like I've done here in this video, and then make sure it fits to the main bodice. Okay, the circumference around the hem part of the main bodice. Once you've done that, go ahead and close the gathered part. That's the part that is open. Go ahead to close it. I hope you understand. And from that part I closed, I placed it right side facing the right side of the main bodice, as you can see me do here, and I went ahead to use my pin to secure, meaning that I want the stitch, okay, the part that I stitched to also face the part that I stitch at the back, that is at the back of the main bodice. All right, the zipper area, as you guys can see here. Hope you understand this simple explanation. Then go ahead to now use your pin to secure other part as well. Once you're done with that, go ahead to stitch around this part as shown. Now after stitching, this is exactly what you should have. So have you seen the gathers is even, and this is looking very beautiful, and just give yours a very good press after stitching and you're going to see the result would come out very beautiful. And for the sleeve, I have the basic sleeve here. This is a short sleeve. I'm going to go ahead to now place the black fabric to this part, to this down part of the sleeve, okay, and I'm now going to like stitch it together. So now this is like a band on around the sleeve, so go ahead and place it this way. Make sure the fabric is facing the right side of the sleeve fabric and stitch by just half inch. Now once I stitch, after stitching, this is what I have. I am going to now go ahead to close the side, so place right side facing each other and close by your allowance, okay. If you still don't know how to cut a basic sleeve, I have a tutorial on how you can do that. Please drop in the comment section, let me direct you to where you will find it. So this is what I have after closing the sleeve, and now I'm going to place the sleeve to the main fabric, and around the armhole I'm going to be stitching that together. Now I have stitched the sleeve, as you can see here. This is sitting very beautiful. I went all ahead to also fix the zipper off camera, and I left half inch on this top part. That is the part I'm going to be stitching the collar. All right, so if you're stitching your zipper, you're going to leave about half inch on the top part of the neckline. Now to measure out the neckline, your neckline for your cape, you're going to place from the shoulder on one side, mark, come down by like 3 inches, okay, come down by like 3 inches or 2.5. Then from there make a mark. So I'm going to simply measure from here all the way to this other part of the where the zipper ends on this other part. Okay, see what I am doing and do the same thing, guys. So measure up from that zipper area all the way to the part which you marked. So take note of what you have after measuring, and then measure from this side as well. Now also after measuring this side, also take note of the measurement. So the reason we are doing that is because the collar is not equal, okay. The collar is one part is different from the other part, so instead of the front collar staying on the center front, it doesn't, it stays on the side. Hope you understand. So it moves away like by like 1 inch from the center to the side. That is the reason we are taking that particular measurement. And also to cut your collar, you're going to be cutting it in the bias form. So I did not cut the collar on fold. That's because I didn't have enough fabric to go around to walk around with. Now I had to cut it one after the other, but if you have enough fabric, you're going to be placing this on fold And of course, you're going to be folding your fabric in a bias form. That is the only way your collar can sit very well. Otherwise, your collar will be standing and you will not like the result. Okay, so watch the way I am cutting this. So I measured here, that's the neckline for one part of the collar, and I made a mark there. Then I added half inch on the side, as you can see. Okay, and then I marked the entire circumference of one part of the neckline. Okay, so basically I'm cutting one side of the collar first, and I'm going to cut the other one later on in this video. So I added half inch on the down part. Now the length depends on what you want. Okay, so you I used a total length of 3 inches, and I added 2.5 inches, sorry guys, I added half inch, making it 3 inches. Okay, now I'm going to just work with that length because I didn't even have enough fabric to walk around with. So I used it to cut the lining piece, as you can see. So I have like two pieces for one part, and I'm going to place this one here, and I'm going to be tracing out the second piece of, that's the second side of the collar. Once you've traced, you're going to go ahead to measure out the neckline for the second piece as well, and go ahead to add your half inch allowance, which you're going to use to turn the lining piece. Okay, after that, go ahead to cut out the excess fabric, and then if you're cutting one each, you're going to use the one you've cut out to cut the lining piece. So I marked this part here as the center, just to help me identify them so I don't mix the center up and the side up. Then go ahead to now place this. I went ahead to place this one to another fabric and cut out the lining piece as well. So guys, this is what I have here. I have two for each side of the collar. I'm going to go ahead to stitch the side. Don't stitch it all the way to the top part. Leave like half inch from the top part, okay, and stitch the down part and the other side. Do the same thing for this part, for this second collar as well. Now guys, I have stitched the collar. As you can see, I have stitched the side, like I've turned the side, as you guys can see. So this is how the collar is going to be sitting around your neckline. Now I am going to stitch the collar to the main fabric. Follow what you marked and know exactly where to place each of these collars, okay, the one you cut out. Now what I have here is, this part is the shorter part, so I'm going to take the shorter collar here, identify the center and the on the side. Okay, so I'm going to place the side to the zipper allowance area, and now I am going to place this collar on the wrong side of the main fabric of the main dress. Now once I have done that, I'm going to go ahead to take my pin and secure. So when you're securing, please make sure you don't secure the entire, that's the two, that's the lining piece and the main fabric of the collar. So just secure only one of them. Okay, that is, you're securing the lining piece to the back, to the wrong side of the main dress. Once you've done that, secure with your pin. Make sure you secure with your pin. And now I'm going to take the second one and place it, making sure that I place the center to the center of the dress. All right, then place it close to each other. Place it like the second one, place it very close to the first one, and go ahead to secure with your pin. Do exactly what you did for the first collar you placed to your fabric. So after placing the second one, I noticed I had excess on the collar. Okay, this fabric has the tendency of stretching itself. So I went ahead to just measure that up again and worked on the collar, and I came back and placed it, making sure I placed the center part of the fabric to the center part of the main dress, and I went ahead to secure with my pin as well all the way to the zipper part. Now, after placing with my pin, I'm going to take this to my machine and stitch by 1/2 inch. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to use this other piece that I didn't pin, okay, and now close it up. So guys, I have done that. I stitched the first one. I thought to show you guys how I am going to be finishing the neckline with the lining piece. Okay, so just fold in 1/2 inch again, okay, on the lining piece and stitch all the way to the end part. Now for this down part, I'm going to be folding it by 1/2 inch in and 1/2 inch out. Now this is what I have after stitching the collar. As you can see, this is very beautiful. Now you're stitching the collar, please take your time and do that. You don't want to have a rough work while at it. So guys, this is it, and this is very beautiful, although I am still going to iron this very well. So this is what the back looks like. As you guys can see, it is looking very neat and beautiful. So if you want to have a neat finish, you have to follow through with what I did here step by step. And if you have any comments, drop in the comment section, ask me anything, and I'm going to be answering your questions. And guys, this is what we have here, and this is going to be all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in my next one. For now, bye bye.